Alright, what's going on everybody? I am Abyss Fusion and welcome back to another video on the channel. Welcome back to another drinks review. Today we are going to be doing something extremely different, and by that it could either go two ways. It could either go very good or it can go very badly, for two reasons. One, caffeine content, and two, the amount of sugar that you could be getting as well. Now, YouTubers, I'll basically describe a bit of history. First of all, we have some cherry coke and some instant coffee. Now, YouTubers, well, the first video I watched by the name of Everyday Food Reviews, they did a video about Cali Muscle. Now, at the time I had no idea who Cali Muscle was. Apparently he's an American bodybuilder that spent some time in jail, in prison, and he came up with a concoction where it's like a pre-workout where you add coffee, instant coffee, with full sugar Coca-Cola. And I watched the video by Everyday Food Reviews, and I thought, well, that looks rather interesting. You know, it's just Coca-Cola, full sugar Coca-Cola, mind you, because apparently if you put Diet Coke, it's not going to work at all, and I can see why, because, you know, sugar content and that. But yeah, Cali Muscle did it. I don't know that much about Cali Muscle other than he's a bodybuilder that spent time in jail and came up with this concoction. But I saw the video by Everyday Food Reviews. They tried it, and I was like, well, I'll give it a try, but I will be careful, because even though I'm not sensitive to caffeine, it can still be pretty dangerous. But that's what pre-workouts can be for, you know, the high caffeine content and that. But we have instant coffee right here, espresso. Now this probably will work according to Everyday Food Reviews. Espresso shots will work. Any instant coffee most likely is going to work. And for the sake of it, because I already had it in the fridge, we've got cherry coke full sugar. And like I said before, it cannot work with no sugar. It has to work with it can't work without the sugar in it. You can't use diet shit, basically, is what I'm saying. Now, realistically, this is going to be very different because it is time consuming. But basically what you do is that you put 4 big spoons of instant coffee into some type of large container like this, and realistically you're going to want to put at least 200 milligrams of the coke in, so roughly around there. These shakers, by the way, it's impossible to see the number, but we're going to put 4 coffee spoons into here. I was going to say 3, but I'm going to stick with it and do 4. And what I'm going to do quickly is see how much caffeine this has, if it will tell me. Okay, so I'm looking, and it's not telling me how much it has. So, but you put 4 big spoonfuls into a large shaker like this. So I'm just going to show you right now. It's roughly, let's say, about that size. So you put 1, 2, 3, 4. It already smells like. Now here's the thing, I am a coffee man. I will drink coffee for days. But this is going to be weird, because at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure that the normal Coca-Cola contains, this is just my estimated guess, I'll put it on the screen if I am wrong, but I'm pretty sure the normal Coca-Cola has more sugar, I believe, than the cherry coke. I might be incorrect. Both of them have very high sugar content, but I don't know. So as you can see, there's the coffee in the bottom. Now again, this does work with any type of instant coffee, but it has to be instant coffee. Now here comes the tricky part. Now I've moved the camera into a different position so you can see the progress. Basically, it is going to require the cherry. Basically, any sort of full sugar will work. Now, this is where the estimation can get a bit tricky. So I'm going to need to pour it, because what happens is when the full sugar coke hits the coffee, it's going to rise up quite instantly. So you're going to have to be very patient with this, and it takes quite a bit of time to fully evolve itself with one another, I suppose, because there's going to be a lot of foam, if that's what you want to call it, hitting the top of it. So what we'll do is be very, very careful with this progress. Don't want to mess it up. Okay, so we've mixed it away. By the way, that's not the amount in it, by the way. That's just all of the foam shit at the top. And it's going to have to go down a little bit before we even try it. So that's exactly what we are going to do. Now, while that's dissolving, because this can take like a long time to dissolve, and if it does take a long time, I will skip time to when it's like fully down. But the history with this, if I'm correct, is that Kali Mosul, he obviously, as I said at the beginning of the video, I think he spent time in prison, in jail, and when you're in jail and prison, you're very, very limited to what you can get, and you'll sell on that. And I'm guessing he asked the guards in that for instant coffee and some type of full sugar Coca-Cola, which is a very interesting story, really, because, like, I don't know how the American jail works and that, but if you can get, first of all, if you can get coffee, instant coffee, and any form of Coke in your, like, jail cell while you're working out, that's actually pretty nice of the guards and that. But Everyday Food Reviews did a review on this, and I wanted to at first I didn't want to do this, because when I'm thinking of cherry Coke, or basically normal Coca-Cola with instant coffee, I'm thinking, okay, it's going to be high caffeine content, and also it's going to be somewhat average of sugar as well, more sugar than you get averagely, which is going to be I will say this, if you're sensitive to caffeine, avoid this massively. I'm not, so I'm doing this at the sake of heart, and for the sake of getting a video out. Now, we do have our sealable container right here for the glass, so I can show you what it looks like. Now, it is best, I am just going to say this right now, this is what I had in the cupboard at the time. It is, my opinion, you should just go for non-espresso coffee, like a coffee brand that isn't espresso. I'm only doing this because it's what I had in the cupboard at the time. And I'm not going to go to the shop just for the sake of getting a video out of the way and just to buy instant coffee that's not an espresso. I'm not about to do that, because I've got more important things to do today, actually, which is a Monday, 22nd of June, I believe it is. I don't know when this video is coming out, but I actually do want to quickly say, because I am going to skip forward to time, because this is going to take a bit longer than averagely it should. I do want to say thank you all for the support on the recent videos that I've been posting since my return to this channel properly. I'm going to address that later on at a future date, but it's very, very good for the support in that. And you can actually see at the bottom some liquid is starting to show, which is very, very good. So far it hasn't even hit the 100 mark, so yeah, just thank you for all support, and I'm going to skip time because this is going to take forever, so I'll come back with more when it's dissolved a lot more better and you can see the liquid, and then we'll try this strange concoction and get it out the way. I'm somewhat excited, but also terrified. Okay, so we're back. It's been about 15-20 minutes at best, and that's the progress so far. It's about to literally hit the 200 milliliter mark. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it. What I'm going to do is pour it into the sealable container and remove the extract spoon. Now, I am quite nervous about this because instant coffee and Coca-Cola until I watched the Everyday Food Reviews video, I never really thought those two combinations would go together. But here I am, about to review it, even though I already am reviewing it, but I'm about to try it. Now I'm going to smell it. Well, I'm going to put it in here first, and it was like... bloody hell. Yeah. This is definitely... So that's what it looks like. It's kind of hard to see from this perspective. I am filming this in a different area, but I forgot to mention this, I'm filming this downstairs instead. But that's what it looks like. It just looks like just a very dark coffee, really. I mean, that's exactly what it looks like. So, oh, Jesus Christ! I put a bit of the foam on the top, and I'm gonna smell it. It smells like normal coffee to me. Smells like normal average coffee. Maybe a little bit stronger. I think it's because I'm using the espressos, but I think next time I won't use the espressos. But it does smell. It smells really strange in a good way. But anyway, this is Hyphy Mud. Make yourself dangerous, I guess. Let's try some. Whoa, bloody hell. Oh, fucking hell. That is something I've never had before. Wow. I see why it has to have the 4 sugars in. Bloody hell. When Everyday Food Reviews did it, they did it with normal Coca-Cola. Maybe I'll have to, I don't know, like, they said Cherry Coke works. But bloody hell, does it have an impact? Oh, God. That's bizarre. Oh. See, that's really bizarre. In a good way. It is so strong as well. Obviously, because of an espresso shot, isn't it? But it is so strong beyond me. I only put in 4 spoonfuls of shit, and it's instantly. I've got no words. I have no words. Literally, it is the craziest concoction I've ever had. And my friend, when we get drunk, she makes weird concoctions. She makes bizarre concoctions, but also ones to get me drunk. But this is not designed to get me drunk. It's designed for me to realize that literally you can mix anything together and it can create something. But honest to God, I can't describe it. It tastes like... This is what I would imagine what Coca-Cola would taste like if it was a coffee. And here's the thing. I am aware that there is a Coca-Cola coffee out there. It's not available in the UK. Well, a YouTuber by the name of Mr. Lyman HD, he made a video about it, but he got it at a convention, the Coca-Cola coffee. So this is what I would kind of imagine if Coca-Cola made their own coffee drink. But this is honestly the most bizarre thing I've ever had in my life. But it is instant coffee and Coca-Cola. It is honestly the strongest Coca-Cola drink I've ever had in my life. It's got cherry Coca-Cola as well. I can't imagine how strong it would be if it was just normal Coke. But you see, I'm making these reactions like it sounds bad. Honestly, I'm going to say this right now, it is not terrible. Actually, it just tastes like Coca-Cola coffee if they made their own coffee drink. It tastes exactly like that, and truth be told, it's not something I've ever had before, obviously, because I don't think many people would think, oh, let's mix Coca-Cola, cherry, or normal Coke with instant coffee and give ourselves problems because of the high caffeine content. But honestly, that made me gassy. Oh, no. Honestly, it isn't amazing. Okay, I'm just gonna say this right now. It is not amazing. It is average. It's sort of refreshing, if I dare say that. Like, how many times do you hear people say, "Let's mix Coca-Cola and instant coffee"? You never hear that. You never hear that unless you're a bodybuilder that's apparently been in jail for a certain amount of time and decides to mix concoctions in. But this is honestly the most bizarre thing I've ever had in my life, and I don't think I would have it again, because, like, here's the thing. I like my coffee drinks just warm and that, you know, ready for in the morning, like a cup of tea and a cup of coffee. I like my cup of coffee like that, warm and that, ready for me to drink. This is just, it's like taking a cold coffee, like a cold coffee you would get at like Starbucks or something like that, and then putting it into a big shaker and then adding Coca-Cola to it. That's kind of what that would sort of be like, but you'd be a little bit smarter and use instant coffee instead, not like normal macchiatos or espressos or whatever. But it's the most bizarre thing I've ever had. Like, how can you describe something? How can you describe something that's so bizarre like this, honestly? And here's the thing as well, like, I can understand why it would sound disgusting to some people, and truth be told, it's not the most pleasant thing I've ever had in my life. It isn't. It's probably one of the least favourites, but it's not bad at all. It's actually pretty average, but I can't sit here and say that I'm absolutely in love with it. I just can't do that, because if I do that, I'm going to be lying through the tip of my tongue. It is not the best thing I've ever had. It's actually one of the more weirder things I've ever had. But, surprisingly, it's also pretty nice. But there's no way I could have this all the time. There's no way I could have this every so often. It's just, it's a concoction that, honestly, is kind of overwhelming, in my opinion. And because I say that, I've been sitting here for, what, about half an hour, 35, 40 minutes at best, filming and waiting for this thing to evolve itself with one another. And honestly, I don't feel satisfied with the results, but I keep feeling the need to drink it. It's so weird. I know my friend, she's never gonna like this at all. I know she's never gonna like. I mean, she likes Coca-Cola, but there's no way my friend is ever gonna want to have this, because if I know her as well as I do, she will want to throw up from this. But I think it's because I've had cold coffee all my life, and I've had cherry Coke a lot. Putting these both together, it's not making me want to throw up, but I can see why it would want to make people throw up, because it's just the taste and the aftermath and the aftertaste and the tip of the tongue. I can see why people would want to throw up from this, but me, I think it's because I'm used to it, like a cold coffee, that I'm not being sick. But yeah, that is one of the most bizarre things I've ever had in my life, and I would like to thank Everyday Food Reviews for sort of making a video, and I'm kind of inspired from that video, I suppose, because I didn't know who Cali Muscle was until they made a video about him. But it's called Hyphy Mud. It's concoction, and let me just say, I don't think I'm ever going to have it again, because mainly because of its high caffeine content. That's why. And I said before, I'm not sensitive to caffeine, but with that amount of caffeine that you're getting in your body, I think it's between 250 and 350 milligrams of caffeine altogether. I might be wrong, but again, this doesn't say how much caffeine it has, so I might have to do a bit of research on the internet. But anyway, this video has been going on long enough, so I'm just going to wrap it up here. Do I recommend Hyphy Mod, instant coffee, and Coca-Cola mixed into one concoction? If you want to try it, knock yourself out. I can't stop you. I, as a pre-workout sort of drink, I suppose is what it is. Go ahead, but as a drink you would have normally, stay away from it. Stay away from it. That's all I have to say. This is just my opinion, but I don't recommend it. Strictly because it's high caffeine content. Doesn't bother me, but it might bother some other people. But I'm done. This has been a Bliss Fusion. Thank you all very much for watching the video. Actually, I haven't given it a rating. You know what? I'm sorry, Hyphy Mod, Cali Muscle, but it's going to get a 5 out of 10. So it's straight down in the middle. Not good, not bad, however, it's average to me. But this has been a Bliss Fusion. Thank you all very much for watching the video. If you did enjoy the video, please make sure to hit the like button, possibly share it with a friend, family, or relative. And let me know in the comments below what strange concoctions you want me to try in the future. I'll be willing to do things like this in the future. But anyway, check the description below for my Instagram and my Twitter. I'm always active on Instagram and I'm somewhat active on Twitter. Anyway, I'm going to go now and try to process what I've just had. Instant coffee and cherry Coca-Cola. How the hell am I going to explain that to people?